Hello and welcome to another Rust Locker video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm not going to be doing a specific job on either of the vehicles. I thought what I'd do is show you my to-do list for upcoming videos and also get a couple of little itty bitty jobs done on things that I've been meaning to get round to but haven't for quite a while. So first things first, let's take a look at the to-do list and see what kind of content is going to be coming up soon on the channel. Okay, so here is my whiteboard and I've been writing down as much bits and pieces that I can think of that I want to get done, both on the MX-5 drift project and on the combo. We'll go through the MX-5 drift project first because that's the most interesting, and then we can nip through the combo mods items second. Okay, so first thing that you might notice on here is there are a couple of things crossed out. These are jobs that have already been done, I've already made videos on, but I'll mention them as I go down. So first of all, bucket seat. The seats in my MX-5 are pretty knackered. These supports are all gone and there's holes and rips in them. I'm going to need a more supportive seat if I'm going to take it drifting, so I will probably be going for a Cobra Clubman, I think. I've read on the internet that fits in an MX-5, whereas a lot of seats won't, not without a lot of modifications anyway, and it's quite a reasonably priced seat at £200, so that's probably what I'm going to be going for. Full service. The car was serviced just before I bought it, so this is going to be sort of sometime in the future. Obviously oil filter, fuel filter, air filter and new spark plugs, probably some new HT leads as well. I have noticed there might be a little bit of a spark issue going on that I want to sort out. So now I'm not actually too sure about this. I might not bother with a short shifter and in fact go with just a gearbox reconditioning kit. Just renew the gear shift rather than put a short shifter in there. The shift on a MX-5 is pretty short anyway. There's hardly any throw to it, so that's kind of a question mark. Gearbox oil, obviously you've got to lube your tranny. That's probably never been done for 100,000 miles. Weld the diff, that's important. That's going to be very soon. I've got a diff that's at my other, I'll call it workshop, it's not really a workshop, but that's at my other place. I've got another diff that I'm going to weld up specifically for drifting. That's a priority. Steering wheel, we've done that, there's a video on that, check that out. Coilovers. Now with coilovers I've probably narrowed it down to two types, either the VMAX Extreme, which has got all kinds of adjustable dampening and height, or Meister R now make a entry level coilover which has a sort of less of a adjustment in them, but obviously it's a Meister R, so they're a very good make. So still not decided on the make of coilovers to go for yet. Hard top for the winter. Fix the rust. Well, yeah, that's pretty open-ended. There's a ton of rust to be fixed on there, so I'll be doing that in little bits and pieces as I go. Roll cage or roll bar and harness. I've ordered a TR Lane roll bar, I suppose you could call it. It's halfway between a bar and a cage. That's coming next week, so I'll be fitting that soon. Getting rid of the silver style bars and the wind deflector, which don't offer any protection whatsoever. Going with the TR Lane roll cage, which some people say doesn't offer that much protection, but you can tell when you look at it that there's a lot more protection in it than not having one at all. Square number plate and bracket, we've already done that, check out the video. Debadge the rear, that's just a little job. Remove the baby teeth or the towing anchors, the transit anchors. Did that along with the number plate. Pedal covers, I also did that with the steering wheel video, so check those out. I want to fix the door. The door on the driver's side someone had reversed into it and dented it all up. I've bought a new door, well, I say a new door. I bought a second-hand door that isn't dented. Got that second hand for 40 quid, so that's reasonable. I just need to strip that, paint it and then fit it. New exhaust, I do want to get either a Cobalt exhaust single exit or twin exit. That's more for looks than anything, and sound, because obviously the exhaust I've got's okay at the moment. It's a little bit rusty, but it'll do for now. Rust proof the underside. Now that's probably going to be more of a priority before the winter comes. I do want to get to that. I've got some under seal. I'm gonna try and get it as rust proofed as possible, just to stop it really, because otherwise there might not be much MX5 left by next year. And body kit. I'm not going to go mental and buy like £400-500 body kit parts. I'm just going to keep it kind of OEM. So mud flaps, front lip, standard skirts, and maybe some rear spats. I'm not going to go with the different front bumper and rear bumper. I quite like the original look. So I've actually picked up some OEM mud flaps. I'm going to be fitting them in a coming video. I just need to strip them and paint them. Front lips quite cheap, you can get one for about £100. Skirts same, about £100. Rear spats, I haven't seen any come up on eBay yet. So that's the MX5 drift project. There's probably going to be more stuff added to this list before I manage to finish it all, and there's no particular order to it, but that's what's on the cards for the future anyway. Okay, now moving over to the combo list. This is a little bit different because some of them are not necessarily things that I want to do. They're more for content, for videos. A lot of my views come from the how-to things that I have done with the combo, so obviously that's what brings in the search terms, which brings in the viewers to the channel. So front bumper removal, that's actually been done. Check out the video on that if you're interested on how to remove the front bumper from a Vauxhall combo. Service, it needs an oil change. I don't think it's had an oil change now for getting on for 10,000 miles. I like to keep an oil change in there pretty regularly because it does need it quite often, I think, for a turbo diesel. SRI wheels. Now, I've been working on this project for a very long time. I've had them months. I'm respraying them white and they're gonna look sick. I've got some new tyres for them. But for some reason the world is against me with these. Every time I do a bit, something happens and they bugger up and I have to go back and do stuff again. Redo the rear springs again. Well, that's part of the lowering the combo van, which I've done a video on, so check that out. Steering wheel. Now I'm not going to be going with any kind of aftermarket steering wheel because I don't want to lose the airbag on the combo. So what I might be doing is buying if I can find one on eBay for a reasonable price, is buying a steering wheel from a later combo, which is a lot nicer, better leather. Well, leather for a start. Mine's all been munched away, and swapping that out for maybe like a Mark 6 Corsa. I think it's a Mark 6. Either way, Corsa D or Corsa E. So Mark 4 or Mark 5 Corsa. LED lights, number plate, side lights, mesh the front bumper. I've now decided against that. I did buy the mesh, I took the front bumper off. I did a video on how to take the front bumper off, but I decided against meshing it. I just didn't like the look. I actually quite like the way that the black plastic looks rather than a stainless steel mesh. The van's black and white, so I just wanted to keep it that. I prefer it like that. So that's off the cards. Fit front fog lights. Now, I'm also not sure about this either, but you can buy the fog lights that fit in my front bumper. Obviously I'd just then have to do the wiring and then the switch, so that's a possibility for the future, but it's not definite. Exhaust, also a possibility for the future, but not definite. You can't actually really get a performance exhaust for a Vauxhall combo. You either have to custom make one or customize a Corsa exhaust. Because of the extra length of the rear of a combo, a normal Corsa exhaust won't fit in that space, so that's going to need quite a bit of modifications if I want to get that done, but it is a challenge, so that might be coming up soon. And two things that I want to fix or address is one of the engine lights, the spanner light I call it. When that comes up, how to deal with that, which is actually about draining fuel out of the fuel filter, and also I want to show you how to change the cabin filter because that's quite a fiddly job, but once you know how to do it, it's nice and easy, and you get quite a good reward in that you get fresh air to breathe when you've got your fans on. So that's my to-do list, or to-do lists. If you are looking at any of that thinking that you are interested in it and you want me to tackle that first, then leave a comment down below. I'll try and bump it to the top of the priority. If you're not interested in any of that, then you're probably on the wrong channel, because that's what's coming up soon. Anyway, I'm going to go out to the front now. I'm going to try and get a few little jobs done. So let's go and see what we can do. Okay, camera's dead, so I'm going to use my mobile for the time being. But one little job that I want to get done is to clean the seats in the MX-5. And as you can see, we've got some, that's coffee, that's not a dodgy stain, I promise. But they are quite dusty and dirty. Coffee stain there. They're just kind of minging, so what I want to do is I want to brighten up the seats a little bit. So as soon as I am a carpet cleaner, I do actually have upholstery cleaning equipment, so I may as well use that. I've just been doing the carpets indoors, so I've got a bit of stuff left in here. Yeah, it's a lot better already, so I'm going to crack on with this and show you what it looks like after. Okay, so it's a pretty good job. The velour on this gives it a weird sort of look depending on what way it's brushed, but that's definitely a lot cleaner than it was. Giving it a good vacuum in here. And yes, I do know these cheap car mats are the wrong way around, but that's the only way I could get them to fit in the MX-5. Do need to get around to getting some better mats. Obviously, driver's seat is knackered, rips and tears, and the bolster's gone, and there's some burns. But at least it's a lot cleaner anyway. So that's one of my little jobs done. Also gave the van the same treatment. Right, in this envelope here I have some LED bulbs. These little bad boys. And these are a standard replacement for a lot of bulbs in cars, such as interior lights, such as your courtesy light up here, sometimes behind the dash. The lights behind there use those type of bulbs, and even sometimes side light bulbs and number plate bulbs. So what I did was I bought a pack of 10 of these off of eBay, very cheap, £3.99 or something like that, and I'm going to basically be replacing any of the dim standard bulbs that I can find with these little buggers. So first thing I'm going to be changing out is the courtesy light in the combo. As you can see, only one of them works, the other one's blown, but that's the sort of light that they give off. Right, so that's a standard one, blown. brand new LED one. Stick that up in there. Now does it work? Yes. Much cleaner, brighter light. Oh, there we go. So you should be able to see a lot better when it's night time. Just going to change this one out now. Okay, both done. Obviously it doesn't look too inspiring as soon as it's daytime, but what I might do is insert a clip of it at night now. Anyway, happy with that. Nice easy job, highly recommend it. And as I said, the courtesy light is not the only thing that uses those bulbs. Number plate bulbs are often this shape as well. So I'm coming around to the MX-5 and up underneath the boot here inside here are number plate bulbs. I've changed those out for LEDs as well. Now I believe for the interior light on an MX-5 it's actually a different type of bulb, so I'm not going to be changing that out. The other type of interior bulb and head number plate bulb that you will need is called a festooned bulb, and that's what I need to get for the combo number plate lights and the Mazda interior light. So I'll go and order some of those off of eBay now. The other thing I wanted to show you was a little pound shop purchase that I got the other day, which is just a little tool organiser. But what I'm doing with this is keeping all my little car spares, bits and pieces, bulbs, trim clips, bolts, fuses, that kind of thing, in here into these compartments, just to keep everything neat and in the vehicle, so that if a bulb should go, then I know where all my spares are. So these spare LED bulbs, they can go in there, in that compartment, and then this shuts up, and then just stick that in the glove box, and then I know I've got all my spare bits and pieces in there. Right, so this was a bit of a weird video in that I just really wanted to get some content out there. I couldn't really do much on either the car or the van today, so I thought I'd just give you a little bit of an update and to see what was going on with me and my projects. I know this probably isn't going to appeal to many people, certainly not as much as the combo fixes that seem to be the most searched sort of content that I'm making at the moment. I'm new to YouTube, so I've only got a few subscribers, but I thought maybe the people who are subscribed might want a little bit of content in between me doing something more meaningful on the vehicles. Don't worry though, in a couple of days there will be a new video coming out. I'll either be working on the combo or the MX-5, and I'm going to keep the content coming at least once a week, sometimes twice a week if I can find the time to do something. So if you've made it this far, you're either a subscriber, or I hope that you'll consider subscribing and leave me a like or a comment down below, and I will catch you on the next one.